If you like our videos, consider checking out our Patreon. Hey everybody, got our bird here. We're here with another one of the worst movies on YouTube. Called a Koontz edition.
That's where we are right now.
The cult of Koontz.
After last month and all that bullshit of like just the recycled, we're like, no, we're going back. We're going to Death Rider. Ron's big time movie. The one that's actually on IMDb.
Right.
The one that was distributed somewhere. But whatever. The one from 1994. So, yeah, because we figured, you know, also, this is probably the movie where a lot of the scenes were taken from. Yes, it was. So we still had to see a lot of scenes we saw before. But we saw them in their original context. And it still didn't help. Not one fucking bit. No. Still had hardly any fucking idea what was going on. No. I mean, I understood the one subplot.
Dude, there are no names. That's what I fucking hate. There are no names established.
Very rarely is there a name.
You never know who the hell's who. You're like, who the hell's that? And at one point, they say a name like Mr. Williams, and you're like, what, him? Or who was he looking at, you know? It's like, yeah, you cannot follow it. And then, of course, random people on the horses, the same music drawn out through the whole thing, you know?
And I guess I should mention that this movie was an hour and 52 minutes long. The longest hour and 52 minutes you could ever fucking imagine.
There's no reason.
We contemplated stopping this movie so many fucking times. But something kind of kept us going. I think because
you still got that.
Little bits and pieces. And you're like, yeah.
You still got that
very little.
You know, when he was acting. Look, that scene when him and Junkyard were. We'll
get into all that because we haven't got into any parts at all. We'll just get in with it. Opens up with Donnie Chester and his drunken friends playing poker and fucking drinking. And then fucking Vernon comes in bitching about whatever to Shrunken Head.
All I had to do was find a place that served hard liquor, and I'd find you sitting around feeling sorry for yourself, rotting away behind the bottle. You know, you used to be a lawman and a good one, but just look at you now.
I thought you were dead, Clayton.
No, that's my brother you're talking about. I'm replacing the marshal who replaced him. He's been missing.
Marshal, I know you didn't ride all this way just to have a drink with us. What do you want?
I'm tracking a killer. I need your help.
And you're looking at Vern, you're like, what the fuck is up with that mustache?
With the ones
it's half here,
black.
And then you're like, oh, wait a minute. Wait, it's just gray. Like, why would you just color it?
So the town wants somebody hung, right? And we've seen this fucking scene numerous fucking times later on.
If they want to find somebody hung, they need to go find Junkyard.
They say all this stuff.
My daughter'd been alive if it hadn't been for that man.
That no good murderer needs to be hung. String him up. Hang that man. He's no good. We need him hung right now.
We'll find that man, and we'll hang him from the hanging scalpel.
Yeah, he deserves it. We'll get him.
Sure will. We'll hang him right there. Back off.
Back off.
Marshal, hang him, man. Come on, let's hang him. Hang him. Get a rope and hang him.
Back off. Go back.
My daughter would have been alive if it hadn't been for that man.
This is your last warning, Frank. Don't make me use this.
When I go down, don't back up.
Sorry, Frank.
Take that man out and hang him. Hang him.
And then they pull out Luscious Hair, and then they fucking drag him up to the rickety-ass scaffold. It's like, Ricky. And then they fucking hang him.
Dude, that's how Junkyard was able to get, the Gray. Because he's hung.
And then we cut to red-haired wig Donnie fucking Chester doing the sermon we've seen 5-6 times throughout the cult of fucking Koontz.
Probably about that.
And I guess it's, from what we figured from before, it's Luscious Hair's twin brother that was a murderer, but that fucking blood name.
I don't know. Because, like I said, half the time, no names are established. I don't know who the hell they are.
Well,
Donnie Chester plays 60,000 fucking people.
And then there's like long gaps in between scenes that are continued because it continues the scene here with Vernon talking to like frogmen and shit.
Yeah.
Like right where Vernon left off. But that was like in real time, like 5 fucking minutes ago.
Exactly. And you're like, what?
Well, they're talking about whatever the fuck they're talking about.
You've had plenty of time to make up your mind. Now what's the answer?
Clayton, you're tracking a killer. You couldn't track your way out of a watermelon patch. You don't need me. You need a tracker.
No, I need a lawman. I need you. You got experience with the gun to deal with this man. I'm not just carrying somebody along to get him killed.
Then how do you expect to catch him?
What you're saying is this man's leaving a trail of dead bodies wherever he goes. You don't have a description because he don't leave any witnesses. That's hard for me to believe, but if I did believe him, how do you expect to find him?
By following a trail of dead bodies.
I give up.
So we cut to Ron confronting the town for some fucking reason.
Mister, we don't appreciate your horse urinating our branch. Our kids have to swim in there.
Mister, I don't know who smells the worst, you or the horse. Let's put that old nag out of his misery.
Now, his horse don't know any better, but he does. I'm going to kill him.
And then he fucking shoots somebody.
How do you review a movie that makes no sense?
We've been doing it for a fucking 1,000 years,
I know, but
man.
it established nothing. This movie broke me. I can't do it.
And yeah, Donnie and the Drunks, that sounds like a fucking band. Donnie and the Drunks are outside laughing for fucking ever.
Well, you reckon we ought to go give him a hand? You give him a hand. Yeah. When he finishes his drink, we'll give him a hand. Finish up here, and we'll just give that old sheriff a hand there. Give him a little helping hand. Yeah. Oh, something else. How'd you like that, boys?
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Sounds like an Elton John song.
Donnie and the Drunks.
Boom, boom, boom.
So, this is great. Ron confronts Donnie and the Drunks.
I just stopped in to let you men know that I'm the new deputy in this town. There's not going to be a hanging. And if any of you got a complaint, you talk to me about it. I just want you men to know that I mean exactly what I say.
And then shoots himself.
You men keep your hands away from your guns.
And then leaves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Means you're attending to your job. You're on your feet, Sheriff.
Good work, Sheriff.
Hey, go easy on that booze, man. Hey, don't drink it all. You're getting drunk, yeah? Oh.
Ah, yeah, good work, Sheriff.
We'll have to carry him out. around too many if he keeps hitting the bottle like that.
I thought from here I would drink that bottle spent and spending.
What that sheriff will do next? Who's gonna buy the next bottle anyway? What that sheriff's gonna do next?
I'll buy the next bottle.
Good. We're gonna need some more.
Good work, Sheriff. Good work.
Yeah.
Hold that glass still. It keeps moving around.
I'll take care of the next. I still got $1. Good. Don't get out that cheap stuff either.
And then, you know, Vernon and his crew of, like, marshals or lawmen.
Really? Wait. At what point do we get to a point where everybody's playing everybody on both sides? In fact...
Oh, that's way later.
In fact, at some points, one side shoots themselves on another side.
And then, like I said, Vernon and the crew ride up to this cabin, and then I guess they just go inside and cook and talk.
Oh.
Yay, fun.
Corbett, you got to get over that man hanging. It wasn't your fault.
I could have turned him loose.
It was your job to bring him in.
Oh yeah, that's right. When they were hanging out in their cabin.
Yeah, doing whatever.
The single wide cabin.
And then we cut to Ron and Luscious Hair shooting targets or whatever, and they talk about, like, Ron shooting hands and whatever here.
Do you know what that means? Well, do you know what that means?
Yeah, that means you can hit a bottle from 100 paces with your right hand, too.
You know, Sheriff, you're learning fast.
Here you go.
Thank you, Sheriff. You know, we'll go into detail about this last one after we make it land.
Well, my front butt prevents me from getting out like you. I gotta pull him out like that.
So blah blah fucking blah. Vernon and crew go to see Earth 3 Ron. The Ron with like 2 little smudges on his fucking face.
That was his disguise. He was like, here's what I'm gonna do to disguise myself. I'm gonna elongate my words and put smudge marks. I'm like, hey, you know, when I talk.
I've got a man in jail, but I can't get him to talk.
I want to talk to this man.
And then they talk to fucking Chip Rift Off Face.
Look, mister, talk to clear yourself.
I've got nothing to say to you, mister.
Even if you are the killer, you got a chance to lie your way out of it. But if you just sit there with your mouth shut, you'll be taken to Hay City and hung.
I've got nothing to say to you, Mr. Slaughter.
My first job in Hay City was getting the bodies up after they strung them up. Oh, they treated their prisoners nice. They give them their last meal the night before. The next day when the trap was sprung, it made an awful mess. Mister, I don't feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for the man who has to clean you up. Is that what you want to be? Just a mess on the street?
It's been a while since we've seen him.
And I'm telling you didn't believe me, but I think
because he's still just as fucked up looking.
Chimped, ripped off face. No, I'm saying this looks pre-chimped off, ripped off face. I think he looks okay here. After this, he got chucked into a cornmeal or something. I don't know.
So we jump to this gunfight with the VHS play thing in the corner.
Terrible.
This is his real movie, his distributed movie, his IMDb movie, and in the gunfight, there is a VHS fucking play thing in the fucking corner.
I can't let
professionals. I can only have professional actors in my movie.
I can't let that last one stand. If anything really bad happened to Chimp Ripped Off Face, how am I gonna apologize when I'm still calling him Chimp Ripped Off Face?
So whatever, blah blah, fucking blah. We cut to the doctor talking to the ladies outside in town.
How you ladies been today?
They're fine.
Really nice seeing you all. Wilmer, I haven't saw Jake lately. How's he doing?
I know he's due a checkup, and I'll try my best to get him in here, but you know how hard it is for him to come.
Cut on his arm from that barbed wire fence, and it being rusty is not a good sign, you know. He needs to take extra special care of that. And I need to see him. Tell him that I'd like to see him and check, see if it make sure it doesn't have any infection in it.
I sure will.
And how you been?
Just fine.
Good. You haven't been in my office for a checkup lately either.
I'll be by in a few days and make an appointment with the doctor so I can have a checkup. I know I need one.
So blah blah fucking blah. Some gang rides into town. I guess I don't
another
know.
Random gang that you're
Fucking
like,
Luscious Harris shoots one of them.
Who? What? Who? He? Who? Because,
and then the gang leaves.
Because Grizzled Pumpkinhead, who's always making faces at the camera and mugging it up, and he's always overacting every single scene.
Well, speaking of, we cut to Donnie Chester, Donnie and the Drunks, talking about having to take out the sheriff and whatnot.
If we don't stop this sheriff now, we'll never stop him.
First, we got to get that deputy out of town, the real deputy. Then, I think we can handle things.
How are we going to do that?
Well, you just leave that to me.
And yeah, of course, there's fucking Wilted Pumpkinhead, like...
I know.
And then blah blah fucking blah. There's a spontaneous hanging in the woods.
Well, I told you to stay off his property.
Hey, it's come up here from my cow.
That's my cow. Let's string him up.
That ain't your...
Spontaneous hanging. I know, I hate when that happens. You know, you're just walking in the woods and all of a sudden you're like, ah!
So blah blah fucking blah. Ron is sent by the sheriff for some reason to go hang out and stay with fucking Junkyard and this gorgeous fucking lady.
This gorgeous gray here.
What do you want, mister?
Mr. Hollister, I hear that you're having trouble out here. I was sent by the sheriff in town to patrol the area. I was told to report to you.
Mister, if you're going to stay around here, you're going to earn your keep. Get over at that woodshed and stack that wood.
I'll go fix something.
And blah, 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 blah. I say, long story short, eventually Ron falls in love with no brows.
Not really.
They do things and then they fuck.
They do not. That does not fucking happen. Ron does not ruin the sanctity of that relationship with fucking.
I just wanted to get everybody excited, just in case somebody heard me say it. Was like, oh my god, they fuck. I'm like, no, you ruined it.
But what happened?
We could have had him.
But what happens is some great scenes with fucking Ron and Junkyard drinking in the basement.
I thought I seen you sneak that ball in my house.
Well, Mr. Hollister, I hope you don't mind me taking a drink.
Well, the lady, she's out feeding the animals, so I just thought I'd come in and join you.
Have a seat.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, they fuck. That's what happens.
Yeah,
they get drunk, sloppy drunk, end up blowing each other. It doesn't turn out right.
Well, just to be honest with you, since they've hung my son, seems like I just don't have a whole lot to live for anymore.
Well, Mr. Hollister, you shouldn't feel that way. I've been sitting around feeling sorry for myself because I've lost that job as deputy. I taught that young sheriff how to do his job, and the town citizens, they just politely ran him out of town. But I realize that I haven't lost a son, and I'm not going through what you have. But, you know, we've got to look at what we got going for us. You've got a good woman here. You got a good farm. You got to go on with your life. I realize that I'm not needed. I just think that it's the vigilantes that's been causing you trouble. I think that was just an excuse to get me out of town. They could be responsible for your son's death. We just got to go on.
Well, I think you're exactly right. I really do.
So, after that, it cuts to Ron and Junkyard cutting wood as hard as they fucking
Oh
can.
shit, dude, they're going all out. They're seeing who can cut
And what's
faster.
great is it's to this music. It's just like, and Ron's
After he's done, you can tell he really did go wild at it, because after he's done, he was like,
and then we cut back downstairs to see Ron and Junkyard drinking again. And I love it when they're sitting there, they're like,
yeah. Like, that was the part of, like, do you think that was right before they blew each other? Because...
Or right
that
after.
awkward pause. We could pause at that point, like, and slow it down where they were both like this. So that was the moment where they were just about ready to do it.
Yeah.
You know? Like, both eyeballing each other's mushroom caps were like...
So, we cut to Ron
I'm just kidding,
chopping wood again.
You know we're dicks.
When Donnie and the drunks roll up and fucking start whipping Ron. Dude, and it's fucking
slowly.
great. Oh, but except for fucking Red Shirt, he's like...
Yeah, what the fuck was that, dude? Oh my god, I was like, somebody's having a meth freak out.
But what's great is... I don't know what's great.
I don't know what great is either, because I've seen enough of these films that I'm dead wholly.
Oh, what is great is that they fucking talked to him for a while.
You gonna beat that man to death, or are you gonna hang him? You ever come into town, I'm gonna whip you to death.
You'd better kill this man while we can.
Get the rope and hang him. I don't want to kill this man. There might be a bounty to collect on him. Get the rope and hang him.
And then they fucking string him up, and Junkyard runs for his gun.
Yep.
Well, it's like, why would you keep that gun that far away? But I mean, he books the whole way over, grabs his gun, runs over.
Is that where he grabbed it from the building?
Yes.
The other building.
Yeah.
So he left his shotgun randomly at another building all the way through the woods. So he had to go through the woods, grab the gun all the way back.
And then he shoots fucking Ron down.
Taking an awful chance here, aren't you, Junkyard? Because Ron could have been dead already.
And then a shootout happens, and just like fucking Star Trek, Red Shirt dies first.
Yep, and I was kind of happy about that. At least I don't have to see this anymore.
And then blah blah fucking blah. We cut to the saloon where Junkyard is drinking and arm wrestling. I guess I did have to mention I'm not showing the scene.
It turned into Ron Koontz's Over the Top.
I'm not gonna show the scene. I guess I should just say that Junkyard and this gorgeous lady's son was killed, and he's, you know, sad about it, so he's doing a lot of drinking and arm wrestling.
Yeah.
So anyway, we cut to our 3 Rod talking to Vernon and crew, and this is the one time where I've seen Ron play another character. He actually tries changing his voice up, and it's fucking great.
This is where we part company, Marshal. Ambush is murder. The way I see it.
I've only got 10 deputies to cover the area, this side of Hayes City. I only have 2 with me today. It's my job to keep my men alive. I'm not putting the lives of my men on the line for fair play, not when we're dealing with murderers.
A killer, just like Sheriff Crawford, and they let him go.
You know, and you're like, that's how you change it up? It's by making moose calls?
So blah blah fucking blah. I think this is Ron cooking eggs outside. I can't tell, but Donnie and the drunks fucking show up.
Donnie and the drunks.
And fucking shoot a lot of people.
Don't shoot. I'm surrendering. Don't shoot. Don't shoot. I'm coming out.
I can't get that out of my head.
Donnie and the drugs.
Yeah, fucking hate it.
Okay, so this whole time, Ron and Gorgeous Lady have been hanging out as friends only.
Right.
No touching, no fucking.
No looky,
while
yeah.
Junkyard's out there arm wrestling and drinking, right?
So wait, so fucking Junkyard's out there arm wrestling and fucking whooping ass and shit, doing, you know, all that kind of good stuff, earning money on the side, probably doing that shit. And then meanwhile, No Brows here has been wearing the same dress for like 7 weeks straight. Nasty. She's trying to hook up with fucking...
No, she's not. They're just...
Oh, please. She's giving all the signals. You know?
She has no facial fucking expressions. How can I give any fucking signals?
That's the signal.
So anyway, Junkyard confronts Ron about their relationship.
You seem to be spending a lot of time around my wife. I'd just like to know what's going on between you two.
Well, Mr. Hollister, you've been spending a lot of time in the bars drinking and arm wrestling with the men while your wife's been sitting around all by herself. There's nothing going on between us. All she wanted was a little attention. If you don't start showing her more attention, I will.
And it turns into the greatest fucking fight scene in a Ron Koontz movie. Ron versus fucking Junkyard.
Oh, I thought it was Ron versus No
And they fucking rumble that shit in the fucking basement.
It was WrestleMania 3.
And, you know, Gorgeous comes in and tries to break it up.
Y'all just stop this fighting. I mean, stop it right now.
Yeah, she's like, y'all shouldn't be fighting over me. I'm not that attractive enough
And
to
then
fight
fucking
over.
Junkyard grabs up Ron.
And Bear
fucking
hugs
Bear
him.
hugs
Gives him a
him.
hug.
And then
goes,
Ron,
ooh.
And then he lays on the ground and has a little blood hanging on his face.
Bear hug is strong with Junkyard Sloth. He picked him up and just went.
There will not be no more fighting in my house. Do you hear this, Mr. Hollister? Do you hear me?
So Sheriff Luscious Hair confronts fucking Donnie and the drunks, right?
Turn over your gun or use it.
So Donnie fucking shoots him. The doctor comes out and is like, he's dead.
He's dead, Lacey.
But he really wasn't dead. They faked his death. It doesn't really fucking matter.
A lot of this didn't matter because
Dude,
you didn't understand what was happening anyway.
Blah, blah, fucking blah. Donnie fucking shoots 3 people. Why? Who fucking knows?
Who fucking knows?
Oh, and then blah, blah, fucking blah. Donnie and the drugs here have a night shootout with Donnie and the fucking drunks.
Yes, they shoot themselves. If we could just end on that, you don't even have what else could we possibly say?
Yeah.
How?
So. Vernon and his crew ambush some gang we never fucking see, but everybody dies. Right, dude? Everybody fucking died there.
Everybody did.
But by the end of the movie, Vernon and his crew's back. Whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. I just want to get this fucking
Time
over.
loops? Quantum leap.
So blah, blah,
Maybe
fucking
it was
blah.
quantum leaping.
Ron rides up and shoots dude. And then 3 dudes carrying fucking torches.
Are they going after Frankenstein? What the fuck is happening?
And then Ron shoots dudes on horses.
like, who are those guys? What
and
is
then
happening?
And then Ron shoots the darkness.
Well, the darkness asked for it, for being so fucking dark.
And then blah blah fucky blah, Ron confronts Donnie and the drunks and shoots them.
You men made your first mistake when you beat me with those whips. Your second was when you shot that young sheriff, but when you killed that doctor. Every gunfighter's got his method, but it just works for him in his situation. For his life, I'll give you a chance to test your method against mine. Fast draw at 100 paces. You'll never do me in the way you did that young sheriff. You'll never hit me with that short-nosed snub. Not at that range.
You'll never hit me at that range.
Donnie and the drunks.
And then blah blah fucky blah cuts to Vernon and his crew looking over all of the dead bodies in town with the fucking sheriff and with fucking Junkyard, and they say some of this shit.
That was Reno Smith. He's the killer we've been chasing.
He's killed almost as many men as Wild Bill Hickok himself.
There's a difference in the way they died. Wild Bill Hickok was shot in the back by a man who couldn't really use a gun. This man was shot between the eyes by a man who could.
Who was that Death Rider anyway?
That's Marshal Randall from Hayes City. He's not suffering from loss of memory. He just wants out of the job. Looks like I'm stuck with it.
And then fucking credits. It's getting harder and harder every month, dude. But anyway, fuck it. I'm not bitching. I'm not complaining. Except for this was an hour and 51 fucking minutes.
Dude, here's the thing. I want to enjoy it, and at first when they first click the play, and I look and I'm like, and it quickly just goes because you're like, I can't follow it.
Yeah, you can't understand the fucking story. You can't hear fucking shit. Everybody's like, bang, bang, bang,
bang, bang, bang. Well, it
doesn't help. It also doesn't help that you got another movie's fucking sound effects over top of it the whole fucking time. Like thunder going off, and clippity cloppity clops, and rain sounds, and gunshots when no gunshots are going off.
Music that makes no sense throughout the whole thing, you know? Like, you have the same music throughout the whole thing. How are you supposed to establish scenes that's supposed to be
but what emotion
dramatic?
you're trying to
what
get,
emotion you're trying to pull through, because it's just like... And it's like, what the fuck? It's always through the whole goddamn thing. You know, and you have Junkyard, and you're like, alright, let's ride and go kill him. You know Junkyard ain't getting up on no motherfucking horse, you know? You just see all different people that are obviously not Junkyard, then back to Junkyard, same shot.
You know what? I think my New Year's resolution is going to be to end the cult of Koontz. A new year, a new outlook on life that doesn't involve Koontz. I can't fucking say that. Because you know what's going to fucking happen.
You're full of shit.
We've said it a million fucking times. We're stopping Koontz! And we always end up the next month to still doing Koontz.
Because we still love Koontz.
In a way.
He's that weirdo, prevert uncle we never had.
That's Gutter and Bird.
He's not a prevert.
This has been another one. Well, he did have that very young child bride in that one movie.
That was just a movie, though.
On that note, for Gutter and Bird, has been another one of the worst movies on YouTube.
In no way was that real life
of Koontz
and they just accidentally caught it on film.
Oh, man.
It is Carolina, though. They rig elections down there.
Dude, all states rig elections.
That's true. I love how they act like they're the only one, or everybody's like, oh yeah, right. Everybody does. You know?
Anyway, fuck.
I think the voting booths automatically, like people walk in, like people are watching, they count it. They're like,
fuck,
white,
fuck,
black,
fuck, fuck,
white,
fuck, fuck. Sorry.
I'm sorry, but that makes sense of what we were doing there.
I wasn't paying attention. I was
talking about the
fuck.
voting system. You know, as we talk about down North Carolina and stuff, like how they do it. They have one guy standing there, and as people are walking in the door, the guy sitting there with a pad going, white, white, black. White, white, black. He's like, white, white. I think Hindu, not sure, but not white. You know, and they're like, all right, all these can vote. These cannot. Go forth. You know what they were doing anyway? What was it, like tampering or some bullshit? I don't know. They were like,
Ron Koontz is tampering with my brain.
Maybe it was. I say we call down there and say it. We know who it was. It was Ron Koontz tampering with all the votes.
Either way, we gotta make up our mind and get rid of him because he's in our way too long now, and we got business to take care of.
Right.
Hurting our business.
Why talk about it? Why don't we just get it done?
Well, we'll...
Instead of sitting and talking.
Simmer down there. It takes a little planning.
Sit here and talk.
Well, don't get all excited about it. Let's have another drink or two.
You're gonna,
Here, take another drink.
You're gonna get rid of him? Get rid of him.
Well, we'll do it. Just don't get all excited about it.
You keep talking, he's waiting to get a gun. If we don't go out there and get him and get it done, he's gonna have a gun come back and get us.
Well, let's go get him before he keeps on. Let's go get him, get it over with. Well, let's just finish our drinks off and plan this out careful like. We don't want any slip-ups.
Right.
Remember those few times we didn't plan nothing. We don't want to go in there like a hog in a barrel now. We want to go in there slow and careful and get the job done right.
Yeah,
it's easy to keep up with.
Anyway.